So hello again, I'm Mel Rainsberger. I run the Providence 48 Hour Film Project. I have decided to have some open office hours, and this time we are going to be making this year's festival poster. So if you're curious about that, want to ask me questions in the chat, or in general just talk with each other and network, all are on the table. The Providence 48 Hour Film Project will be June 27th to 29th. That is when the main competition happens. We will announce the screening at the Avon very soon. That will be in early July. And we have a bunch of other fun events planned throughout the year that I'm hoping to announce soon. The theme of our next month's live stream will be going over this year's budget, showing you what we're spending money on. Every year, I like to make a different poster with a different theme. It's really fun. It's a way to engage people. It's a way to say, hey, this is a new year. We have new ideas. And so I'm going to get started. Usually I pick a theme every year. It took me a while to get to this one. Usually I make this poster in June, but it's already end of February. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. And quite simply this year, I want to make an 80s kind of glam rock, chrome text inspired unicorn poster. Why do I want to do this? I'm from the 80s. I like unicorns. I have a piece of hair right in front of my face. That is tickling my nose. And in general, it's just kind of a fun thing to do. Hopefully this excites people and makes them interested in the festival, makes them notice us. Last year I did a much more painterly, graphic, kind of graffiti look. The year before that, I did a very painterly illustrative one. This will be a digital only component. So when we auction off this poster this year, I will probably auction off a specialty print that is signed by all the team leaders. So the first thing I do when I do this kind of stuff, let's look, is I look up some images and say, hey, what does this kind of stuff look like? What is the aesthetic? And this is actually, in fact, the one I saw that really made me think, oh, you can't see what I'm seeing here, huh? Here we go, share. So this is, oh, we got a kitty again. Hi, Mr. Todd. Can you just stay calm for a little bit? Stop eating my microphone. So this is the one I saw that I really liked by Andy Mack. It just is the right kind of airbrushy, silly thing that is still very well done, very detailed, very cool. I am not great at painting animals, and I am especially not great at painting horses. Horses are hard. They are not an easy animal to depict. People that can draw or paint or sculpt a horse are very good artists. So we are going to go to the magical world of stock photos. Don't worry, in the end it will look kind of illustrative. It will have that look. And while this was probably airbrushed, I would say half of the stuff from that time period use stock art, use stock images, photos, etc. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that some of these things would have been made with a component that was pre-existing. I'm going to see if I can pull up the chat. Team chat? Nope. I don't know if that's... I just want to pull up the chat. Yeah. I want to pull up the chat in case anybody comes in, because that could be important to see people coming in. How do I move you? I know I'm screen sharing. You probably can't see that little bar, but I'm just trying to move it so I can see you all and what you all are doing. So this was the overall theme. Stuff like this, Amazon image is pretty cool, but not quite what I want to do this year. I want to do something that's a little more dark and fun and, for a lack of a better word, bitchin'. I was definitely a unicorn girl growing up. I've been trying to find my 80s bedroom poster. It was 2 unicorns with circle of flowers around them, and I have not found an example of that yet. But something in this realm with lightning and harsh lighting and that kind of funness. Like I said, this Andy Mack image was my inspiration. Obviously, we'll have to change the scale. We'll have to change a lot of things to be able to make this work so that I can put text in. I also recently watched the Yacht Rock documentary, which I saw a lot of really great album covers, and that was kind of what inspired all of this. So again, we're not going to rip off exactly this. We're not going to take this and turn it into the festival poster. I'm going to pay for stock photos, manipulate it, use some graphic design, build my own thing. So the first thing is to find, oh yeah, hi, Patricia O'Hara is here. Hello. I am talking about finding stock photos for this year's festival poster. I have the chat open, but I was going over The inspiration this year is like an 80s chrome and unicorn poster because I thought that would be fun. I have the chat open if you need to chat. And then we can figure out stuff from there. So I'm just looking for a horse poster. I should put in not all content, but photos. I'm specifically putting in photos. Can I turn off AI? Usually you can turn off AI in these things. I do not want an AI generated image right now, but perhaps I can't turn that off. Great. Oh well, I tried. I think most of these are real horses. So looking at this image, making sure that, yeah, thanks, Patricia. Yeah, exactly. No AI. Yeah, I don't want to click this button. It's not my favorite. There's a lot of white horses in the world. This was a pretty front-on pose, which is hard to find, which is fine. It is probably for the best I don't find something that specific because it will be harder. I'm trying to see if I can do a no background image, but I can't seem to figure out that. So that's fine. Orientation, number of people. Okay, well, we don't have people in this. So I'm gonna start opening up tabs, which is what I tend to do, and then I evaluate. I'll purchase one of these photos and we'll get off and running. Probably find like 5. I want one with like good hair. So this one would be kind of hard because the blur of the legs. This one, it's hard to tell it's a horse. It kind of looks like it's gonna fall. I want one that's a full body shot. This would be cool if it didn't have all the snow around it. That one's a painting. That's probably AI. It looks weird. This is kind of cool. The hair is a little weird. That horse is too skinny. Sorry to shame these horses. Oh, ignore the name. Hi, Sissy. I wasn't sure if I should call you that or not. Usually a few people show up to these things. Well, like I said, it's kind of just nice to watch me do things, I think, how I think about things, what goes into all of this. One has black hair. That's not the kind I want. Oh, this one would be good with it rearing up. Let's see if we just do white horse, what comes up. I want to find about 5 examples before. Oh, that one looks like it'll be pretty good. It's probably going to be that one against the black background because it's pretty clean. It'll be easy to Photoshop. It's nice, active pose. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in the background that I'll have to Photoshop out. And this will be a pretty... So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make the horse and then I'll drop it into Illustrator and assemble the rest of it because the rest of it's just going to be vector images and it will go a little faster and a little nicer there. Let's look. Nope, I don't. Go away, AI. So we've got that and we've got that. I may do just like this one. Do they have any other samples? Yeah, they've got like some other poses. Sometimes this is what happens with stock photos. You look up one and then it goes, oh, this is what you're going for? Cool. Here's a whole bunch more that are very similar. Ooh, I like, this is the kind of horse I would have liked when I was 8. The like Clydesdale feet horse. 2200? No, 22,000 similar images. I am not even going to click on that because it will scare me. Which one do I like more? You can't post the link. Can you share the link in this chat? I might be able to grab it. So it's $7. This is $7 normally. This is $7 normally. Yeah. I'll keep looking. Sissy is saying they found one for free, which is kind of cool. I don't mind buying it. It's $7. That is, or it's usually like $15 without the free trialiness. I'm not going to buy like a monthly thing because this is just not worth it. We're not going to use that many stock images in general. Let's see what's down here real fast. These are too leaned over. Interesting. Are you like... Interesting. Oh, I like that one, but the hair is wrong and I don't feel like photoshopping hair. When I can't decide, flip a coin. So head's the first one, tail's the second. I usually do it out of 3. Flip, up, heads. So it's 2 out of 3. Let's use this guy. He's pretty good. So I'm going to turn this off right now because I have to put in credit card info, and, you know, that's not really something I want to share with the world. So I'm just going to pay for a credit pack. I think this is 1 credit. They're all 1 credit on here, yeah. So it's $15. That is a very doable cost for a good horse photo. Okay, so you choose the size. I want to choose the biggest size, so I have what I need. There we go. I am a pretty organized person, so this goes in the branding folder under posters, stock images. Boom, done. We have got a photo. I am going to open up, I'm actually going to download, a template. So I should have a templates, poster, nope. Not that one. Is this? Yeah, thumbnails, perfect poster socials. Download. So every year, download anyway. We'll just leave this on my desktop for now. Or actually, we'll put it in this. So poster socials 25, version 01. This will take a second to download. So the way the poster gets put together, I actually have a document that has kind of all the different sizes I need. While poster size is a distinct size, this goes up on Facebook, this goes up on a whole bunch of other systems. Come here. And so we need to have different sizes. Oh, it's not downloaded yet. Come on. I want to make sure this is the right one before I switch screens. Come here. Posters. Oh, come on. Open. Posters. Yeah, this is the right one. There we go. Now, so I will stop the share and I will share this screen I'm in now so you can see what I'm seeing, which is this. Boom. This is how the posters get made. Like I said, there's a bunch of different sizes for Facebook. There's different sizes for different online things, like having it be square. We also make a black and white one. We have usually some color variants that sometimes I don't always know the dates right away. This is obviously last year's. And the reason I do this is each of these layers, when I export them, will export at the correct size. So 11 by 17, 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17 with the not logo, but the URL in it. Eventbrite and Facebook need it to be centered, but then other banners like this wide one don't. So going to just quickly rename a bunch of these so they're not 24 anymore, but they're 25. Doop. I'm going to pull back up so I can see where is the chat screen? I had it open. There it is. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. And just quickly delete all of this. This template, I think I developed it 3 years ago, and it's been very helpful for just making things quickly, making them correctly. So when I need an image for whatever, we want to say FB page, yep. I know I could go in and like type 5, but cutting and pasting is a little easier right now. And Squarespace. There we go. So obviously we don't need all this. For now, I'm just going to delete in the big one. There's a bigger poster size than this for the Avon. That one I kind of do separately because it's so big that in fact, if I put it in this file, it will crash it. So we don't touch that one. So I'm going to put my inspiration. Where is my inspiration? There we go. Nope. I had a screen. Oh, there it is. Templates. I'm going to open up my unicorn posters. I have you on my big screen and I'm going to put this on my laptop over to the side so I can sort of see what I'm going for. So for now, what I want is this horse to be separated from the background. I always duplicate it, which is Apple J in Photoshop. Come here, you. Don't ask me why it's J. That doesn't always make a lot of sense. And while AI is not great, object selection tool is one of their kind of smart, algorithmically done things, and this is going to do a really good job of probably grabbing this horse against this black background. So select, boom, and like I said, it did a pretty decent job. I am going to hit the little mask button, and there's my horse. For the most part, there is the horse. I'll put in a background just so we can see. Nope, we'll put in a color, probably blue. This will need some finessing, but for now, this will be good enough to get me where I'm going. I'm doing the horse separately in its own file because I'm probably going to have to copy it out, but for now I want all these layers. Unicorn, there we go. So a mask is simply that. It is masking rather than fully cutting the image and deleting any information. It's just hiding it for me. So see how it grabbed this ear poorly? I can click on the mask layer, black, come here. Oh, this froze. It's not too much work. I am a very fast person when it comes to this kind of stuff. Come here, yo. Why are you so slow right now? Might have to restart Photoshop. I believe Photoshop, every time it updates for the newest version, performance, it's using optimized size and catch for huge pixel dimensions. There we go. Advanced graphic processor, history states, cache levels, cache tile size. Okay, come on. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna save this. It's gonna save it as a PSD because that's what it does. Yep. It's okay. See if this cleans out some stuff. I'm gonna have to clean my trash too. Come here, trash. Empty trash. There we go. And reopen Photoshop. And we'll see if we get this. This is all a fun process. I'm not sure why Photoshop is being laggy and weird right now. Obviously, you can see a lot of my other projects. I work on stuff for documentarians and the rest of the 48 and all that thing. Actually, we don't need this open right now. We just need the stock image. There it is as a PSD. So as I was saying, if I click on this mask here, what it's telling me up here is that black is clear and the white is what is see-through. So I have white loaded on my palette, which you can't see anything, I just realized. Share the Photoshop. There we go. Share. I don't know why this is being so laggy. Come here, you. Come on. Come on. Come on. I have other ways of doing this, but this was pretty much the easiest way. Okay. So in fact, I'm just going to grab a little selection tool. I can really roughly do this and outline it. Grab the fill bucket. And there is my horse ear back because it wasn't in fact gone. It was just hidden. I think that's the only space where it kind of failed, which is not so bad. So these tools are a little dumb. They do not know what a horse is. They are simply looking for edges and things like that. So I am going to make a very fuzzy brush now and just hit the, come here, you. Oh, this is so laggy. Come here. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go back to the lasso tool because it doesn't seem to be as laggy as the painterly tools right now. The lasso tool is kind of like a pair of scissors where you sketch out what it's going to cut first. I'm trying to hit L and it's not switching over. L. Come on. Come on. It should be. Sorry, this is laggy. Here, come here, you. This is what I want. I'm also going to close this in case that's making a problem. So grab this. So I'm still selected on what's the mask layer versus the actual horse here. Actually, no, I don't. I just want to get a little of this like hair, be a little like blended out. Doop. Sometimes it's fun. So if you go to filter, blur, because this was really what I was trying to do, was just blur the mask. So obviously that's too much, but maybe a little bit something like that. Yeah, make it a little softer. Deselect. Especially when this is against a dark background, you really won't even notice it too severely. But that's our horse right now. So I'm going to look, we're literally just putting a horn on this. I am going to see if Unsplash has anything for me. I know that you can't see this, but we're going to see what horns Unsplash. Unsplash is a free photo app. Let me show you. Let's turn off. Oh, there's the share. Come here. There's chair. No color for the unicorn. This is a black and white horse, so that is colored. It's just a very subtle desaturated color. So if I use the little color picker, it should, oh, I see. I gotta be collected on that. You can see it's in this dark green, yellowy spectrum. It's not pure white. I mean, we'll color this a little bit later. I'm trying to make it, I guess for now I'm just trying to make it, I'm gonna see if I can share my whole screen. Yeah, share. And then, is it this folder? No. Which tab do I need? This one. I was pulling up some horn photos, and then I'll add all the color once I have sort of what I'm looking for. So Unsplash is a free photo app that's pretty good, and it gives you a lot of good free images. I knew because I had looked previously that I was not going to be able to find a horse. I looked and there wasn't anything quite like what I wanted. So I decided that I would just purchase a stock photo for that side of it. But there were some other good images of things like horns. Like I am probably going to go steal, or not steal because this is a free site that lets me use these things. Probably going to take this horn and start to modify it. It won't look like this when I'm done, but it will be a start. So I actually don't need most of this. So we are in fact going to delete it because I just don't need it. And we're going to take our little object selection tool and see how it does. Yeah, so this, select inverse, delete. So I got most of it. I can also go in with my magic wand tool, which is pretty good for color. When you're just selecting a flat color, magic wand tool is the way to go. So I've got something as a start. I'm going to delete, again with that nice little lasso tool, start to get this off. Come on, there we go. So this is the horn. And this is just a basis to start to give me some texture. So horn, I'm going to make it what's called a smart object, which means I can resize it and I won't lose any resolution. I won't lose, if I need to make it bigger or smaller, it'll work. So I'm just trying to roughly get things in place right now. I can put this behind it, which is probably what I'll do to make it look a little better. Yeah, for now. So I don't love that it's not completely straight, and I don't like that the ridging sort of only goes part way. The first thing I'll fix really quickly is the edging. So I did the transform tool. Chat, I'm gonna move the chat over here because I keep covering up. Perfect looking horn. Yeah, it's pretty good. There we go. So what I'm doing is doing this little mesh warp, which will allow me to reposition things just a tad and like kind of straighten out what I want to straighten out. Obviously not all horns are, like most horns are not completely straight, but I want it a little straighter than it is. There you go. And again, this is what's called a smart object, so I'm not destroying it. If I double click on this little kind of disc looking icon, it's still there. This just allows me to like reshape it here. So I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to resize and I'm going to try and make it so these ridges come a little further up. Let's see, where do they end? That's where they end. And I can even do a, what's it called? A distort, which will let me even further play with it. I'm going to get rid of this little extra piece by double clicking in. See, there it is right there. I won't ever need that piece. Save. And now it's gone. Let's see. Let me make it just a little bit bigger. Again, this is going to be a very small part of the poster, so I'm not trying to be too precious. I'm just trying to get it a little good. I'm going to turn on my mask tool again, and I am going to hit X, which will swap the black and the white. Let's see if I can get this. Come on. Why? I don't know why my painting tools are being such a butt. It might be because I'm also recording this, but we'll see. So I'm going to click on this and hit delete. Yeah, delete. No, I'm going to hit filter. Blur. Do I want Gaussian blur here? No, because there's nothing here. So we got to select this. Now we make a mask. Right? It should be masking. And then, sorry I made it. Still have inverting and putting it back. Basically trying to, yeah, that's probably a good point to see. It should probably be higher to the ears. Let's get this blur in there. So there we go. Yeah, blurs it a little bit. I can also put these in a little folder for myself so they can grab them all at once. I don't think there's anything super, oh, look at that. So now if we put it above, start playing with this hair. Oh, I want to select this whole thing. Playing with where it goes in the hair. And then I can even make this semi-transparent for now and go in and see where the hair is a little bit and where the hair would be. We can add another mask. Oh, invert it. Put it on full opacity now. So maybe put it a little more in the hair. So, dun, dun, dun. Nope. Nope. Okay, switch it. Yeah, like that. And then get that little part done. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes what I do, if you've ever been in Photoshop, you can do two windows. New window. View, plugins, window, arrange. Two vertical? Yeah. So, actually we'll do two horizontal. Two up vertical. Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. Come here, you. Can you go smaller? Why can't you go smaller? There we go. Clear guides. I don't know why I said a guide. Clear guides. There we go. So what I can do is make this like that. Push you over there. Push faces over here. And now you can see the full effect and the smaller one at the same time. I'm sure this will make my poor little laptop just sing. Yeah, it's working pretty well. Then a little blurring, because even a high-res photo isn't super like crisp. Blur. I would normally use the eraser tool, but it is not liking the eraser tool being on. So I'm trying to work within its boundaries. Yeah. So obviously it's sort of wrong color. It's black. It should be lighter. We're going to start to work on that. So there's something called layer styles. Layer styles are quite literally just things that you put on top. So if I put a color overlay, it will recolor the whole thing if it's set to normal. I'm going to change it to color, which will allow me to start playing with, I'm going to do like a blue. Because it's going to be a pretty blue. Let's do a pinky. There we go. We don't need to be quite that hot. Obviously it's still really dark. It's not lightening it to the shade. It is simply just adding a kind of color like on top, but we can change that. If we hit this again, we can change that one to screen, And now it's very much more lighter. So something like that. Maybe make this color one a little desaturated and make this one something like that. I can also play with overlay. Overlay will do it in a slightly different way. There's color dodge, which will make it much more like a postery kind of harsh recolor. We don't want it to be super bright here. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Desaturate that a little bit. So I'm just lessening the effect. One thing I've just noticed, and this is always a big tell with how things are lit. The shading is on the top and the lighting is on the bottom of this, and it's somewhat destroying the effect, but I can flip the horizontal. And now the light is coming from the top. But that destroys my little mask that I have for the hair. So we are going to hide that. We are going to actually change the horns within the folder so that we keep our mask and we leave that hair mask. See how it's getting clipped right there? That's what we want. Yeah, look at it. Nope, like that. So now it's already starting to look a lot more natural because the lighting is the right direction, which is top down, which is what the rest of the horse has going on. So that's what we want. Let's go back to the folder part of this. Let me play with this screen. I want screen. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. I want this color, maybe a little more purple. Let me go look at my inspiration. There's my flip a coin. So it's actually pretty desaturated in most of these and then recolored somewhere else, which is probably what we'll end up doing, is recoloring the whole thing later. So what I should focus on right now is just getting the overall look and feel to work pretty well. We're gonna do this, get it pretty bright. So while there is shading on this, the shading, it's not natural in this area, and then it's like kind of just an overall lightening effect. This is layers on layers on layers of stuff. So we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna call this shading. And I first wanna focus in on this ear area. And I am actually gonna create, oh, come here you. Nope, here we go. I am going to create I'm gonna delete these effects, clear layer styles. We don't need them. And I am going to start to carve out this little guy here. So we're gonna go like this, just rough, following the shape of the horn to a certain extent. One of my first 48-hour films was a film called Unicorpse, where people did in fact find a dead unicorn. So that's probably what I was thinking when I made this. Because it's funny, but this won't be a dead unicorn. So we're gonna mask off this. There we go. Oh, nope. So we're starting to get that shading. You can see from this angle that looks way better. And we're gonna set this to multiply. Multiply is a way of darkening things. Yeah, it's starting to look like it's part of the same horse. Oh, we can admit Corey. And we are going to filter, Gaussian blur it a little bit. Yeah, and that starts to soften it. I should make sure that nobody is trying to message me. I have to turn off, I accidentally turned off my notifications in case anybody needs me. I can't get in. What I was saying to Sissy, Corey, is that I am currently making like a kind of bitch and unicorn chrome 80s inspired poster. I'm doing the unicorn first in Photoshop, trying to do it fast and dirty. I'm going to give myself about another 15 minutes before I not give up, but move on, because this is going to be pretty tiny and I don't need to spend all day making a unicorn. So from afar, this is starting to look about right. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer and call it black and white. I am going to fill it with this gray color in my palette. Come here, you. There we go. And then I'm going to set that to saturation. And this is a very good trick for starting to see how things are coming together, if it is in fact looking correct. So the shading actually might be a bit dark because I'm trying to match this darkness here. Another way to do this, which is a little more sophisticated than using blend modes. This is something I learned in green screening. So if you go to window, I don't always use it in this. So channels. Okay. So a good way to color correct is to color correct individually for the different color spectrums. So light is made of red, green, blue. You can see that up here. So we'll turn off RGB. We're going to turn off red. There we go. We're just going to turn on the blue, and we're going to see if the blue darknesses match, if that makes some sense. So what we're looking here is this ear and this should be about the same darkness. So I'm going to bump up. I'm just bumping up the opacity. Oh, nope. So that they look about the same. And this is a good way to color correct if you're slightly colorblind, which I think 1 in 10 people with male chromosomes or male-ish chromosomes. It's much more prevalent in people that are men than people that are women, but I'm not getting into like the whole gender spectrum here. It's just a little more common. And so it's good to be aware of these things. Green, so if we turn on the green and turn off the blue, yeah, that's matching pretty good. And then the red, the RGB. So while it may not look correct or right, because the purple is pretty strong here, now it should be just about correct color. Yeah, this shading might be too harsh. Maybe that's what's a little weird. So we'll go back to filter. Here, I'm going to just come here. Oh, I need to be in this window. There we go. I think it's especially here. The shadows are pretty hard, but not that dark. So maybe what I'll do is, how am I going to do this? I'm trying to think. Come here. I really want this to work. Okay, yeah. I'm going to put the eraser on half opacity. Come on. Nope. Does not like the eraser tool. I don't know why. Because what I want to do is half erase this area. And it won't let me. So let me think what I can do instead. Can I filter? Oh, wait. I know what I can do. I can lighten it here. Right? I can take out some of the blacks. Nope. I want to take out some of the white. Yeah, there we go. And now we're going to see that there's a little bit of a harsh line, but don't worry. That's what Gaussian blur is for. There we go. Oh, that's looking way better. That's working pretty good. There's my horsey. Look at him. We should name him. Actually, it could be a her. Fun fact, The Last Unicorn is supposedly the first movie to feature a female unicorn, according to the author, Peter S. Beagle. So this is a very rough unicorn, obviously. Oh, nope, we're going to open up our old... So as I showed Sissy, Corey, I have a document that is all the different shapes I need for the festival. So this is how things looked for me last year. There were all these different sizes of things that I need so that when I am going to Eventbrite or Facebook or I need to make a black and white poster, I have all my options in one document. The only thing that's not pictured here is the Avon poster because it's so large it would crash this file. And, oh, nope, that's the wrong window. Stop it. Come here. There we go. So the inspiration is something like this, especially, where's the poster I really liked? Stuff like this. But there was another one that we looked at. There we go. This guy here. I'm going to open image, a new tab so I don't lose you. So I really like this guy. He's pretty silly looking. I was a big unicorn girly. I liked The Last Unicorn. I liked Lisa Frank, all that jazz. So the background right now is clear on this. We have all of these different layers. I'm going to choose Select All, which is Command A. And then Photoshop, you can do Shift Command C. And that will make a copy of this that's all these different little layers I did. And that is, in fact, what I'll post into this 11 by 17. I start with 11 by 17 because it is the largest. And he's too big, but that's fine. We're just going to label him unicorn full. I like to make a lot of things smart objects. It means they're both shared and that I can resize. I can make it small and make it big again, and I won't lose resolution. So like I said, this guy's actually going to be pretty small. I've been working out this in my head for a while. Also, we have to have a lot of room for a lot of text. So he's pretty horny looking. Yeah, but you're not going to see much of him when he's small. He's just going to be this little guy down here galloping away. Because we have to leave area for sponsor logos. We have to leave area for all kinds of other things that have to go into this. So I don't want him actually to be too big. And then come back to my guy. So this has like waves and stuff. I am not going to Photoshop an ocean into this. I could do clouds though. I was thinking something like this. It's the silliest option, the like grid floor thing. That isn't a lot of these. It's both an easy-ish technique to do and then fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a black, or we'll say background. We're going to make a dark background at least. So we'll do, actually I'll do it as a vector object. So vector objects in Photoshop are this shape tool, and I can just draw a box. Come here you. Right now it's white. We'll call it background. Vectors are cool because they are infinitely resizable and they can do a lot of things. So I'm setting it to a gradient. I'm gonna make it a color. I like that blue, pretty dark. And then maybe in the middle we'll do like a purple because the festival is, one of the main colors is purple. Purple, maybe we wanna make it a little desaturated. Yeah, a little dusky purple. And then we'll do maybe this like ultramarine, almost black color. It's almost like the TriStar. Am I thinking TriStar 80s intro? I'm thinking this guy. This old, like, do we remember this thing? This was in front of like all the good movies in the 80s. But this horse running, I've unintentionally recreated that. Great. So now our horse is kind of right, but kind of wrong. One quick trick to getting things to match and look like they're in a space is that there will be color spillover when something is lit in a room. So if you put something in a green room, you'll get green spill. There's tricks to take that out and green screening, but in a way we're going to put it in. So going back to layer styles. Yeah, the horn is a little faded in, but we're going to fix that in a second once I get this guy in there. So we're going to use Inner Glow, and that is obviously really strong, but we're going to take a color from around here, and I think I want to put on Overlay, and we're going to shrink it just a little bit. Maybe I do want Multiply. I'm going to make it a little stronger too. A little more purple. So obviously that's way too strong. But something like that is starting to work. It's just spilling over just a little bit onto the horse. Okay. We are also going to select it, remask it. Select, modify, expand by like 3 pixels. Nope, other way around. Invert the selection, select, modify, expand 3 pixels. And then we are going to filter, and we're going to do our blur check, just very slight. This will blur the edges so that it's not so crisp against the background. And he's starting to get in there. Again, this is 11 by 17, so probably the largest somebody will see it is about this big. I am also going to add a gradient overlay. So gradients are my favorite. So obviously that's a very brown overlay. We're going to add this purple color, too strong, so that it starts to, and we'll just decrease, hit okay, decrease the opacity a little bit. Starting to get it to sit in that space. I like the TriStar logo example. It is also not as bright in these, so we could go into our levels and we can decrease the whiteness just a little bit. Maybe decrease the blacks. Well, yeah, and just hit it up. Again, because I have this as a smart object, all these things are non-destructive. I can turn them off and see what I'm doing at any time. I want, that inner glow might still be too strong. Let's do like 15. Yeah, he's coming in. Because I made this a smart object, what I could do is I can put all of these layers into that PSB file, sorry, that it made. Boom. And now I have a linked layer file, but I can move it around as if it is, so that's the shading. So let's do color overlay. This is the screen. Let's see what happens when I do that. I know I'm going a bit fast on this. It's not a total Photoshop tutorial, but you know, if you're curious what I'm doing, oh, that did something weird. So let's turn off, let's delete that layer mask. There he is. Let's open him back up. Okay, I see what happened. We did not have him in the right situation. Oh, interesting. View, guides, clear guides. I don't know why I had so many guides in there, but that's fine. There he is in all his glory. So now I can go in, maybe make that horn a little whiter, go back in here, change that color overlay to be a little more desaturated. And then, does it look like when I do color dodge? Nope. Linear dodge versus screen. Linear dodge is doing something a little better. Lighter color, nope. Let's see. Take a minute to get back in there. Make it small. Maybe a little less pink. Open it up, change the horn, color. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Save it, yep, put it over there. Oh, look at that guy. Stock image to, you know, not a stock image pretty quickly. The hair back here, I still don't like. It's too sharp. Put a mask on it. And because we took that one off and whatnot. So select, what I want to do, select is actually contract it by like 3 pixels. Filter it. Blur, Gaussian blur. Just so these edges are a little less sharp. It's a good way to like make it so that it blends in with its background. Actually, what I want to do is I will put this guy in here, and I will put this. I don't know what you're trying to do here. That's not what I wanted at all. Layers. I just want. Come here. Yeah. See undo? Okay. Did something. Opened up something I did not want to do. We're just gonna delete. Okay, that's what I want. And I'm gonna put that guy on there. Select, modify, contract by 3 pixels, filter, blur. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Select inverse. Filter, blur. Oh, nope. I want to be selected on the mask again. Filter, Gaussian blur. Yeah, I'm just trying to get those edges a little less crisp. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to go in and blur the tail more because it's like moving. It's got action, it's got movement, it's got things that would probably blur just a little bit more. And I'm just doing a rough lasso around that. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. Okay. And then I could even expand this, filter, blur, or not expand it, duplicate it, made a rough duplication of that tail. Let's see if I can get the tail on its own to be a little blurrier. And I'm actually going to be blurring the pixels and not the mask because it's the pixels that are too crisp in this, the movement of this tail. Dupe, dupe. Filter, blur, gosh, blur. No, it is not empty. X, delete that. There's the tail. Filter. This is a destructive technique, but it's okay right now because this is not, yeah. Okay, so something like that. And then I'm gonna put it on like overlay, maybe? Nope, not difference. So color modes are really good, like really interesting concept of subtracting and adding different kinds of colors together. So if you do something like in this category of darken, multiply, color burn, it makes things darker, lighten screen, color dodge, make things lighter. And then this grouping does some slightly more interesting things. Yeah. Maybe multiply? Yeah, something like that. This is the full unicorn group here. I can even center it, yeah, like that. So what I wanted to do next is I wanted to make a grid. I know there's a trick to making grids. Yeah, the tail should probably be longer. It is clipped and whatnot. But what we're gonna do next is make that 3D chromish background. I think, where is it? Here we go, this kind of thing. So I know there's a fast way to do this and I don't remember it, but I'm gonna grab this tool, this rectangle tool I used before. I'm gonna make one rectangle real fast. So with smart objects like this, you can give them a stroke and say delete the interior. Now I have a line. I want to make that line just like way thicker. It's bringing back my teaching days. And then I'm, like I said, this is the lazy but long way to do this. I'm using this as its own spacer so that I can get a grid real fast. And I'm gonna have to make it a little wider than this, but you'll see in a second how that works. Each time I'm selecting all these rectangles and duplicating. Duplicating is Command J in Photoshop. So we'll do one more set. We'll move all of them over. Oh, nope. Oh, it didn't grab. It put some of them outside the boundary because it didn't understand what they were. Once you get outside the boundary of, oh, I don't want to duplicate. I wanted to, I see what you're trying to do here. So we're gonna do this in another document just because it's not liking me doing it here. These are called artboards and they're a little funky, and so I just want to get this done fast. So we'll do, come on, let me do this. 20 inches by 20 inches by 300 dpi. Yes, still 2 inches, it's fine. Okay, grab our rectangle tool again. I'm going to make the line dark just so you can see it. Oh, we're gonna draw a quick rectangle, pretty skinny. And duplicate it. How skinny are these actually? Oh, they went back to being very skinny. Oh, come here, nope. J, transform, Command J, transform. If you're wondering why I'm looking down so much, it's not because I don't know the key command, it's because I can't glance quickly because there's a microphone in my way. Boop. Here, we got about halfway done. J. Oh, you should. There we go. And now we have pretty much a full one. And then to do the other way, J, transform. Boom, look. The other side of the grid. Somebody, I like to, why did you, yeah. For some reason my duplicate is being a little funky, but that's okay. And there it is. There is a very rough piece of a new group from layers, grid. Okay, grid. Put it in a folder, throw it back into the main document. Don't ever feel bad about doing things in a simpler format. Oh, nope. We'll close the horse for now because we want to save on memory. So there's that. Oh, all my messages just appeared. Goodness. So there's the grid. We'll throw in the back. Now we'll recolor all these lines to be white or a light gray. Yeah. Wait, did it take it out of a document? Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. I'm going to smush these into one smart object, convert to smart object. Come on. Where'd it go? We're gonna undo some things. It definitely just got confused. Maybe we make this the smart object. Convert to smart object, and then we'll throw it over that way. Grid copy, put it over in that thing. We can always save this as grid. Again, because I'm me, I'm like to be very organized and not lose things. I name things. We can use the same overlay trick too, and just put it on normal, and it will recolor all those lines for us. Look at that. Look at that. It's the grid. Yay! So right now, it has no perspective or anything. It also is a little funky up there. I'm gonna flip it around because I think the bottom will be more what I want. Yeah. So there's that grid. And if we use this perspective distort, boom. This is why I was saying I had to have something a little wider than what the final thing would be. And we'll do it about like halfway. So I do want these to be a little thicker. So now I'll go back in, go like this, and oh, there we go. There it is. Da. Getting it there. Obviously, it does fade away a little bit in the back, and it's a little more of a severe jump. So maybe we do, sorry for burping. Oh, I gotta come here. There we go. Turn back on perspective warp. Boom. Really, really distort that. Like I said, I'm a gradient person. I can draw a little box here. Watch. Fill it with a gradient. We'll turn off the outline, and we will put black in the middle. Probably not black in the end. One thing I learned, I took a lot of painting classes in high school, and one thing they told us is to never truly like use a solid black. Try to use a color. I'm going to make this, nope. Just gonna distort it that way. Come here. You should be, yeah, it's stretched, good. So obviously there's white at the edges and we don't want that. Going back, we'll call this gradient background. And hit multiply, will make white clear. That is a trick I learned in college. So now it's got that nice kind of, it goes off into the distance and fades away. Here, that's lined up a little better. Yeah. Let me look at this unicorn again. I think I want the gradient to be a little more severe, a little more blue. A little more blue, yeah. Okay. Oh, I have to hit the color and then I have to hit that. Maybe make that a little less. Another cool trick, you can use inner shadow. So see, it will use the edges of the object and sort of spill a shadow into it. Obviously this is red. We'll take this blue. Maybe we'll do color burn. Yeah, give it a little, just a little like more shading. Don't worry, we'll eventually add a shadow. I'm just trying to get a look, a vibe. And we can even enhance this a little more by shading the grid background. So I can put a gradient on top of the grid background too. If we did like multiply, where is it? Do I want it like that? Should be doing something. Let's see if we do a color. I did color overlay. Maybe I want this to be a little darker. Yeah, a little less hot. We can add this. Maybe I'll add a little black at the front too. It won't be black in the end, but it will be for the time being. Why is this being weird? Normal? Reset to default. Okay, that's not helpful because now I can't see anything. Hide these things so I can see what it's doing, which is apparently nothing. Why are you doing nothing? That should not be the way you are. Oh, I see, because color, aha, figured it out, because color overlay was doing stuff. So now we should be able to see something. Okay. Come on, smoothness. Yeah, there. I just want to shade it a little bit at the front. That was what I was trying to attempt to do. If you're curious what the thing was, it was that. There we go. Just take the heat off a little bit. Because the focus isn't this guy, isn't the floor. Thanks, Sissy. Nice, nice, nice. Neon 80s. This might not be the final colors, but it's easier to recolor when things are sort of in the same space. And then I do want to find some clouds. That is an Unsplash task, if I ever heard one. Unsplash is a free photo software license, free. I used to be able to turn off AI, but I guess I can't. Something like this is probably going to honestly work. Oh, I like this one though. So we'll download a bunch. So stock images, I put usually Unsplash in its own, so I know where it went, where it came from. If you're wondering where I get images for the festival, now you know. I do like this pink one though. This is probably going to be what we go with because it's just already kind of perfect. Oh, but this one's cute too. Okay. Open, stock images, Unsplash. We'll grab the one I liked. So what I do is I select all and copy. I, for my own purposes, then go back and choose Shift, Command, S. This gives me the file name. I hit copy, close. I paste the name there, so I know where I got this photo. This comes from my days of working in medical design where we had to very carefully track where we got things. So there's a cloud. And this again, we can do some, oh yeah, look at that. Look how cute that's starting to look. Overlay. I just want kind of a suggestion of texture. Oh, see, this is why I like blend modes. You start just playing around and you get something that you almost didn't expect, but works better than you could have expected. Let's see. Divide might be it. I'm going to put a little bit of a mask though, because that's so hot and it's creating a lot of focus there. And then our friend blur. If I had my eraser tool, this would probably actually go a lot slower because, yeah. And now, because there's this hot blue here, we do kind of need that on the horse. He needs a little hot blue. inner shadow. Okay, we can hit it again. Choose this hot blue, hit okay. Maybe just do overlay. And yeah, see, it's like almost lighting him. Oh, thanks for joining us, Sissy. Have fun at brunch. See, it's just giving it a little bit of that blue so that it looks like it's part of the scene now. And maybe even what I'll do is I'll add another inner shadow. I know. And I'll grab this purple, maybe grab a little more hot version of that purple, and do the opposite. Not quite as strong. Maybe on it more though. Opacity, there it is. That should be inner shadow. Distance. Oh, what I want is distance. Sorry, not. I do want to play with size a little bit, but I also want distance. That's very hot, a little less hot. And now it's really starting to sit in that space with all the stuff going on around it. Whee! What do we got? Oh, we need lightning. We do need lightning. The poster this year is going to be very silly. If you're following along, I think we all need just a silly unicorn poster. So I'm going to download some lightning. Oh, that one's good. Maybe this might work. And actually I do kind of like the double. Oh, this one's so pretty though. I am a sucker for gradients. This is kind of my natural way of making things a lot of times. Maybe we'll put both in and see how it works. Copy, close that one, paste. Okay, grab the name of the file. Again, this is my own organizational stills. I play here just so that I know what I'm doing and where things came from, if I need to find them again, if I need to use something again. Oh, look at that. So that little shader thing I put back there is doing a lot of work for me. So maybe we put it right on the edge and put a mask on it. I'm going to draw a box this time. First up here, and I am going to hit G, X, there we go. And then draw another box. I'm just going to fade this transition into the other clouds. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah, oh, that's looking sharp. And then I'm going to do a slightly less severe transition here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Maybe filter, blur, Gaussian blur. This is non-destructive masking. It's kind of a hard concept to master, but then once you get it, you can make some very silly things very quickly. And I'm gonna just push this back a little bit. I might even put it on screen. What do I want? Color dodge? No. Screen is probably where it's at. And maybe even up the contrast a little so it pushes back. Because I don't want to take the focus. I need a canvas also to put text on top. And there are some other lightning bolts, maybe. Yeah, like that one. I don't like how it recenters this each time. That's okay. This one's kind of small. It's in general not good to stretch photos, but because this is a background where we will not be seeing, it's not the main focus to make it super crisp, super, this is not going to be the focus. So if it's a little blurry, it's probably going to be okay. Screen. Oh, look at that. That just sings there. Obviously, like, you can see that it is, I'm letting the edges show just a little bit. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Come on, there we go. I'm going to make this much more contrasty so that we're really just getting that lightning bolt in there. Okay, that's fine. Something like that. Let's go play with the lighting again. Oh, that looks so good though. We're gonna leave it like that for now. I just like it. It's fun. It's just starting to do the things I want it to do. We are gonna like Gaussian blur that out a little. There we go. But in general, that's kind of like a fun poster. It looks a little cheesy, but that is a little bit of the intent of this, is to be silly, to have it look a little bombastic. I forget who was on the call when I said it. This is partially inspired by me watching the Yacht Rock documentary. I can also duplicate this background because it's its own object, change the gradient a little bit, maybe, so we won't get rid of the top, but we'll get the bottom, and we'll change the opacity right here. So now, oh, look at that. Now it's smushing things together. Oh, wait, no, come back. I never know the redo key. I know Z undo very well, but not, I have a cat that's walking on my keyboard if you're curious why some stuff is just not working too. Okay, we can push this up a little. So now that gradient is going all the way to 0, and we can put it on, let's try like multiply. Oh, color burn. Too bright, too bright. Just trying to play. I'm trying to get this to fade a little at the top. Let's call that overlay. So see, it just takes the heat down a little bit. Chrome Text 80s album. Let's look at, I don't need a tutorial. I just want to look at stuff like this. I am probably not going to do something quite this 3D. I'll probably do something a little more like this, where it's a little more 2D. It just will go faster. Something like this, where it has like a beveled edge, but not a full 3D edge. These two have 3D edges. I know there are filters for text. I meant to like download some and pull them up, but I did not. So the main, and we can see what I had last year, 20, we're going to put the year, the city, 48-hour film project. That is the main crux of what goes into sort of the hero text that we are using this for. Then I'm going to put in some logos and the URL. The date, logos, URL are the next most important things, but they don't need to be in that bombastic of a treatment. I do also need to leave room for sponsors, which is partially why I left this bottom part. Oh, but before we do that, let's just give the unicorn, let's give him, them. Let's make a little, let's make unicorn reflection. That'll probably be, so, yep, I don't care about smart filters right now. Flip horizontal. Nope, flip vertical. I know how things work, I swear. We're just gonna do something like that. We'll put them underneath. I actually, we'll leave all that stuff. So we will put this probably on overlay or screen will be the two big things. Yeah, look at him go. So that's a pretty, it's just barely touching with that foot. So obviously it looks sort of right, sort of wrong. Decrease the opacity. Pull in our little clipping mask. Delete a whole bunch of it. And then blur the rest. Yeah, look at that. I could even come in and bring him back a little. I think, what is it? Oh, I gotta pull out some white. No, I gotta pull out some black. There we go. And there's a nice little reflection, right? Maybe I take this grid, take it down a peg. It's a little hot, but there's a little guy. He's running, he's got a reflection. Let me just put it on multiply to see if that makes it better. Oh yeah, I like multiply a little more. We got a unicorn, we got some lightning bolts, we got some fun stuff. So obviously the first two pieces of text are going to be pretty small. I hate that it keeps pulling over my private messages because I'm a pretty fast scroller. We'll go back over here. This was also kind of inspired by the Toto album, their 4th album. Yeah, I was like, I want to do something like this. And I was like, oh, I can do this for the festival. When I watched the Yacht Rock documentary, I just thought this album cover was neat. And I really liked it. I almost did a sword-based thing. And I was like, no, let's do unicorns. Unicorns are funner. And so the 4 and the 8 will be the biggest 2024 PVD. And then 48-hour film project. So because, oh, come here. We don't need all these things right now. So this is all the background, essentially. So I'm just going to throw this in to one little folder group, call it background for now, and lock it so that I don't move it around, I don't touch it. So we're going to do 2024 Providence. Oh, come here. And this is the wrong font, but don't worry about that. I'm going to make these all caps. And a lot of these fonts, when I was looking at them, are what's called sans serif, meaning they don't have those little edges, those little flares at the edge. And they're pretty heavy fonts to accept that chrome technique, right? The pieces of it are pretty thick, just so that you can really show that off, which is not the official 48-hour font, which is thin, condensed. Even the bold is pretty thin, but this is our thing. We're going to have some fun, right? It's still going to be a little on brand, a little not off brand. So this font, there's Alfarn is a pretty good one for this. And that's a little too silly. I have Photoshop, so it does give me quite a bit of fonts. So Gotham might be good. Black. It's a little too modern, a little too, I will just say it, friendly. Funnily enough, it is 11:30. Noto Sans. Ski is too silly. I do like Alfarn. I use Alfarn for a lot of things, so I'm just trying to give myself a chance at not using it, but I do think it's going to be, oh, I do like that though. Keep in your back of your mind that Worker might work for the bigger font, but we'll use Alfarn for the slightly smaller stuff. Here. And I'm not going to be concerned about getting is this regular? Are there other Alfarns if this is regular? Alfarn 2? I don't like the numbers a whole ton. I want them to be a little wide. The way the, oh, that's like the computer font. Marker felt wide. No. And a real graphic designer will tell you not to use this tool, this like stretchy tool, but this is supposed to be kind of bad in a fun way. I don't like the C either, but that's okay. I like the rest of the letters. So there's that. And then what I say, Worker. So 48. And we're going to go choose Worker. There we go. 48. Does this work now? Oh. Let's see. How do I want this to line up? Maybe I want this on 2 lines? This is what graphic design is. It is sometimes just seeing what sticks. Oh, there we go. I just want to make you, oh, come here. When I get stuck, it's good to go back and look at the inspiration and go, okay, what am I thinking about? What is this? Okay, so there's also sometimes a kind of scripty font, which I do have a lot of handwritten scripty fonts. Synthwave, so maybe that's what that is. Go back to this. Oh, Ignore that beep. That was my cat's heating pad. Cat's heating pad. That is like the Wine Mom fonts. What are you? Nope. 2. I've got stuff like that. Nope. Too silly. I know I've got something that will work. I might have to also take it out of being all caps. That's too horror-esque. What does this look like without that? Providence? A little too soft, a little too friendly. I did a horror movie project recently in the last year, and I know I've got stuff. 24 Providence. Providence. Looks too nice. Sample. Oh, that one's way too friendly. Where is it? I'm going to look up Monster in a second because I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. That's a felt marker. It's like Monster Hand or something. That one was kind of nice that I just scrolled past, but let's see. Monster? Yeah, now maybe this can be Alfarn. If we stretch it. Yeah, I do like it being a little wide. It is just, it's working as a big fat. Okay, so you come back here now. I think I know what I want you to be. I don't want to go into Photoshop and try and search around for more fonts. It takes forever. Part of this is using what you have. Oh, that is way too silly. Well, somewhere around here, wasn't it? Maybe that one? Maybe Hey August? What if we make it that pink? Maybe if we make it the right color, it will help me see what I need it to be. Because what is this? Yeah, maybe I go into the account. Fonts, manage fonts. Browse more fonts. I'm going to turn on gonna go. I think I'm in my account here. Let's see. Script, calligraphic brush pen, luxury, funky. So script. Let's try funky. Turn off funky. Cursive, rounded, rough. What do I get for script wide? I kind of want something like this. Add family? Okay. Yeah, I don't care. So what was that called? Timberline? Let's see if it loaded. Sometimes it doesn't load and you have to close things. Save. Yeah. We made too big a file, see? Eventually it won't be so big and it will be fine. But for now, this is what it is. Come on. Oh, it's still thinking about things. I'll look at the inspiration while I can like break down a couple more things. Yeah, I do like that like splash of a text. Okay, so come back, Photoshop. Oh, and they have this like little triangle detail-y. I forgot that existed. And so we will open up our project. One way to save on memory too is I could be deleting the contents of the other projects, like these old. It's using up a lot of memory to remember these things, and I already have this somewhere else. This is last year's. This last year's I did on an iPad at the airport, and then I made a whole bunch of versions like this in Photoshop. And this will just save us, yeah, a whole bunch of memory because it's trying to remember all these layers, all this texture and stuff. There we go. Edit, purge, all. Yeah, and that should save us a whole bunch of space so that we can do stuff here where it's fun. Timber. Timber? Yeah, there's our font. It's pretty good. So we've got, a lot of times that has some shading on it. So that box is a little too big, so I'm just gonna edit it. So that, yeah. And also squish the letters together just a little bit. I like a squishy. Put another gradient on things. This is a gradient heavy project, obviously. I will change this from black to kind of purple or bluish purple. Okay. So there's that. A lot of them do have kind of an edge to them, so I can add a little bit of a stroke. Let's say 1. We'll make that a, what if we do like a green? Nope. Oh, I see what it's doing. So first we're gonna add a stroke that is the color of the original font, because you can see, because it has some craggly bits, it is not working great. So 2024. And we're gonna put the gradient overlay there. We're just trying to fill in this text a little bit so that it, yeah. And then gradient overlay should work. Why is it not? And then add a stroke here. Maybe make that a bit lighter and do outside. It should be doing something. Oh, this is not in fact in there. Come here, go in there. There we go. Now stroke 2. Just giving it that little bit of glow that it's got in a lot of these. Oh, that one's got like a nice little thingamabob. Do I like this font still? Where is my, there we go. Browse more fonts. Let's see if I can find just 80s. What do you got for me? Got it. Nope, these are a different kind of 80s. Ooh, I do like this. I'll open you up. Say add family for now. Yeah. All font results. I just want something that is very slashed. Ooh, that one's really cool, but that is not the theme of this year. But I'm gonna heart it for next year. Can I just go up? Oh, this looks like what I want. Yeah, add font. We'll come back to this top text because we can just switch it out. It's live font, right? Come here, stroke. We'll do 3. We can also do inner shadow, screen now. And we just want that kind of highlight that the sample had. We'll pop it down. Again, don't want to use full white. Use like a pink, bluish color. Maybe. What was that font I just found? Kinescope. Come on, just put it in there for me. Ah, yeah, there it is. Nope. Come here. There we go. Oh, that looks cute. But now it's too close together. There we go. We can bend this too, put it on a curve. I'm not going to do that yet, but we might get to there. I want to get some of these bigger pieces roughed out. 48 hour, make that smaller. Hour, yeah. We'll push these layers together, or these lines. Yeah. Film project. That's gonna be too big, but that's okay. We can resize things. I apparently did not grab those. Oh. I don't know why I like lining up fonts like this. I just do. I do it for a lot of my projects. It's how you can tell they're mine. Smush that together just a little bit more. It's very weird. I mean, I could, yeah, maybe I like it a little more like that. Now that they're all in one little block, I can. What did I say? 48 Hour Film Project, logos, and the URL. That was the other big part of this, the URL. We'll get to that in a second. We'll do the chrome technique next. So chrome technique is fairly-ish simple, especially with this bezel. You can obviously put images inside. We're not gonna do that. We are gonna replicate something kind of like this, like you can see. So a lot of times what it is a hard, dark middle. See, there's a tutorial right there for you. And then an immediate white, a color, a medium color, and then black again. And so that's why I put them all in one layer, all these fonts or all this text, because I just want to do one treatment to everything. So we are going to, let's look. I like this one. Or maybe this one. Yeah, I like the color a little more. So let's look at our gradient tool again. Gradient, we're just going to say normal so that I can see what I'm doing and there's no issue. So the middle color is an almost black. And I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze in a second. Thank you. And then this, oh, there's our color. So this controls how harsh that line is, like how soft or hard the transition is. So we want a hard transition to black. Then we're going to have white. And then we're going to have the top be a color. And because this is reflecting, we actually want it to grab the bottom color. Hit OK. And then it's going to fade usually to a white color, a white-ish color, but we'll do it in the purple because that is the opposite up here. And then we have a much more saturated color. So I can click, and I can add another color. We'll grab like, yeah, maybe a little more pink. For some reason, it is not showing up, so I have to figure out. So there's that. So is the scale off? Make default, reset alignment. That's reverse. Opacity normal. Okay, so maybe what I have to do is put a mask on this. Boop. Yeah, and then, so I did that. There we go. Now it's working. It was putting it over the whole space, which is why it wasn't working. So I can change the scale. I can drag it up and down. I like it being in that hour. So it's not quite right. We're going to work on it a bit more. I can drag this blue over so it's a little more in there. That white is probably too hot of a white. Let's try and color it just a little bit. Look at some more examples. Okay. Maybe that black is a little too much. Maybe bring it up a little. Yeah. Bring it up. Warm it up a bit. Oh, do I want it to be green? No. That darker blue was working though. Okay. And then maybe make this a little redder. Yeah. It needs a little red. It needs like a new color in there. Okay. So that's the basic of that gradient. Maybe we do this. Make it blue. Ah, yeah. Like a slightly, so this is a more teal and this is more ultramarine, and that's bringing it together. Don't worry that some of the edges are getting lost right now. I am not totally concerned with that. I will bring them back. Look at that. That is goodness gracious gorgeous. I am going to change this to be a little more red though. Yeah, I needed a little more red. Just a little bit of another color. I'll change the stroke on this. Oh, we don't need that stroke anymore, right? Haha. I mean, this is pretty harsh. Do we need that inner shadow now? I think we do need the overlay though. But maybe we need a little bit of an outer glow. Where's outer glow? Outer glow. Oh, I do like that. But let's do a color dodge and we'll pick this color. Oh yeah, that's just kind of singing. You could even add like a drop shadow. And you get sort of a secondary effect to things. Okay, gradient overlay stroke. Yeah, we'll delete inner shadow now. That's where it's kind of creating this like cool, oh, I know what it needs. I know. Well, we'll do that at the end, but it needs to be reflected on this text, but we'll do that in a second. So a lot of these have this like bevelly overlay or like edge to them, which I do like and I want to include. And that's fairly easy. I use that on my Bones Bailey poster. So bevel in a boss. Obviously this is a very severe bevel. Wrong colors, wrong everything. So first we're going to take this dope little blue we've got, stick it in there. Then we're going to grab like a pink. I don't know why it's not grabbing these colors, but it's not. Actually, maybe we want this like teal blue. And we'll make this the purple. Okay, so we're going to do size way down. Size it down. Does not need to be. We're also going to turn off soft. We're going to do chisel hard because that is the look of this. 12, maybe. Let's try 18. Yeah, that's getting there. Heavy metal. 80s rocking. So we want a little whiter. Obviously I'm doing this to the whole folder. So let's try screen. Let's try opacity and make it much whiter. So it's very white there, not very white there. So let's try multiply, overlay. Nope. Although I kind of don't hate that. We might have to do some extra nesting to get that white bevel. So, make another folder. We'll call this bevel. So we'll drag that folder in this folder so these two things aren't competing. There we go. See if that fixed it. No. It's not making it whiter. Does the light need to be closer? Yeah. But let's do, nope, too close. Yeah, that's getting there. I don't like, nope, too much. Move it close. Also, it's good to look at things and start to look at them and say, okay, what was the attempt here? What did they have as tools, etc., etc. So go back to that. It just seems a little too thick. Okay, let's go back to the chrome layer, gradient. I want to push this a little closer. Yeah, I think the black is not that black is the other thing. Yeah, that's working better now. And can I put a stroke on the inside that's white? Will that help beef some stuff up? Yeah. Now it's starting to come together. Maybe not quite so white. Oh, it's kind of ugly in a beautiful way. Can I bring down the thing with stroke and opacity is it actually makes the edge itself a different opacity. It is a very strange thing. Screen. So let's pull you down a little. Yeah, that's looking like a thing. I'm going to move this just a little bit up. Dun, dun, dun. So the festival this year the competition will be June 27th through 29th. I am working on the screening dates. Obviously, because we're so late in June, we come up against Independence Day in America pretty quickly. So I don't like to have the screenings too close to that because people go on vacation and in general just have lives. Do I want this to be a little bluer? Yeah, maybe. Do I want this to be a little more purpley? Let's see. No. Maybe. Wait. Then what if I put another color in there? You go purple. You more pink. Yeah. That's working. Stroke. Come back here, gradient. I'll pull it up a little. Heavy Metal 80s. A lot of them do have this white stroke on the inside. So I do think it's like part of the look that I need to include. And I have a thought. So we're going to do Inner Glow. Turn it way up. And we're just going to shade the inside a little bit. So it's got a little bit of a lip now. Now I think it's going to come together. That white. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's where it is. Now I think I can add a little more of the bevel and it will be okay. Is this what I want? No. Although, I don't hate that. It's not the look I was necessarily going for, but it's not bad. It's kind of a plasticky, interesting thing, right? It's not terrible. One thing I can do, let's do Outer Glow now. Outer Glow. Yeah, this is working. This is not so bad. Maybe what I want is a little less Outer Glow, add a drop shadow with, a color, not black. Distance. Here, we'll turn it. Yeah, so we can see. Oh, nope. See, undo. Turn off global light. I don't like global light. And give it a direction, and now fade it out a little bit. Lighten it. I just kind of like how silly it looks. In an era where everything is very serious, it's fun to be silly. Yeah, now it's separating a little bit from the whatchamacallit. It's just getting a little separate from the lightning bolt, so it doesn't compete quite as much. There we go, that's what I want. Yeah, like that. So it pops out from that lightning bolt just a little bit. 2024 to the... Okay, I think the next thing I have to think about is this. I have to go back to the chrome. Going back to the chrome. I think I need to make this a little whiter. And I think I need to do this. I think I need to smush, yeah. I need to smush that, add a color here, give it a little, like that. Actually, I probably don't need that. I can do this. Do it like that. And now this will be my darkest color here. I mean, this is giving, now that's what I call a 48 volume 19. We are in our 19th year. I should put that on here, actually. This is so silly. This is absolutely the silliest thing I could think to do. I am going to put some clouds around this horse's feet because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it just needs a little bit more. It needs a little bit of something there. Maybe this will work. I'm going to grab the object selection tool. See if I can do that. What does it understand? Copy that. And paste. Oh, I accidentally locked the background. Haha. Because that was me being proactive. I will name it in a second. I usually don't do the, I'll name it later, but I will name it later. No, I need a better cloud. Unsplash clouds. We need something that's a little more, got defined edges. Yeah, like this probably will work. I think this will work. There it is. Oh, interesting. It was a raw file. Get started. Just open. I don't need all the rawness. Because this is nice and got a good bit of contrast between it and the background, I can just grab from the color. Yeah. Again, grab the artist name, just in case I ever need to figure out what I did. And we'll make this a smart object so that I don't lose too much of my stuff. Yeah, just put something in the foreground here. I'll flip horizontal. Yeah. Let's try hard light. Let's just put a Gaussian blur on the whole thing without masking. What does that do? Not that much blur. It's a little bit. Just make it a little less diffuse, a little less like crisp. Because again, this is not. One of the issues with this is this clipping here on the bevel isn't, it's so round. Let's see what we can do. Inner bevel, emboss. Don't think emboss is going to be what I want. Nope. Outer bevel? What is outer bevel? Nope. Inner bevel. We just have to chisel it less. When I did something like the Bones Bailey poster, I actually had to do that by hand. And I just don't want to do that for this. Oh, that's cool though. So you can play with the different shading effects and how it understands things, where it thinks the edges are, how it attains them. Oh, nope. See, yeah, it's pretty chunky and weird. What does that do? Okay, that's what that does. Because it's these little, like, this is kind of what's making it look cheap. Let's see if we can find a beveled font. Come here. Oh. Is there a beveled font? Oh, there are beveled fonts. There's that one. I always love to rely on a good font. So we can do, we're a 48-hour film. So, can I look at you closer? Because you look like what I want. So years ago I did a zombie, sorry, I should be talking so that it's not too quiet. Years ago I did a zombie short film called Won't You Come Home, Bones Bailey, and I did learn that bevel is a little bit broken in Photoshop and the Adobe products, so I, in fact, just hand beveled everything, and I don't want to do that for this. I just want to, like, get it done to a certain extent and not care too much, but we have some time, so why not? So add font. Okay, is there any others? Detail fill. No. Actually, I'll add that one too, just in case. So this is industry. Don't show this again. Go away. That's not quite the bevel font I want. There's even 3D ones like this, but this one's kind of silly looking in a way that probably won't work for my purposes. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So that font was industry, correct? So just do a quick duplicate, hide the old one, go in, find those fonts. Let's see if industry is loaded. Industry. Let's see what that does. Why did it not change? My I key is not working very well today. Ooh, weird. Oh, I see. We've got to turn off. Disable layer mask. Again, don't hate it. It's weird. It is weird, but not in a terrible way. Oh, this is interesting how it understands things. Okay, let's turn off the effects. Interesting how it is attempting to understand things. So it's not actually, you have to have the base to load the other ones. We're also going to turn on similar. No. Okay. So add font. We need the base to do things is the answer. So if we turn on, if we duplicate the 48. Nope. Close this. Close this. Don't save. I mean, I don't hate the weird absence, I will say, but it is not the intended effect. So, made a 48 copy. I might have to close this and open it again. Okay, open. I have about an hour left, so I've got to make a decision on this in the next 10 minutes. So, T, industry. Do I got industry? Yeah. Base. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to hide that for a sec so you can see what I'm looking at here. Okay. This. So these two interlock is how this font works. Okay, we'll turn off that effect. So if I like color this, maybe that'll see that's how that is coming together. Okay, so now we're gonna turn these effects back on. Hide stroke, hide that. Okay, put this on that. Yeah, ooh, that is so nice looking. Okay, I do love you, I do. Okay, we're gonna copy that layer style, copy layer style, paste layer style. Paste layer style, there we go. And then, okay, we can call this like 48 shading. And we'll go in and we will tilt you just a little bit. I think we will say multiply and we will change the color of this font so it will mix, haha, see, with the background. So the gradient on the shading, the side view of this font. Yeah, something like that. Or do we want more purpley? I don't know. I don't know what I want. Here, we'll do that for now. But you can even link these layers together. So now if I just grab one, the other will move with it. Now if we put the stroke back on. Inner glow, yeah. Let's make you, because you're metal, let's make you a teal. Yeah, like that. See, I think this is bugging me. So unlink you. Yeah. This is just linking, this little linking doodad is just a little, it won't link anything else. It's just linking the sort of in space option. Yeah, we'll lighten you a little bit and then we'll darken the text. Oh, didn't want to make you green. Sorry. Okay. Oh, nope. Turn on the 48. Where is it? Okay. We will make you the base first, just so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I want to make this a little smaller to again have it line up with that H and the R, and then we'll make project a little smaller too, or no, bigger. Or are they not all? Okay, that looks better. Okay, so what color are you? Oh, you don't need to be a color. You can just be white. J, we'll make you the 3D. And what color are you? You're like a dark blue. Oh, nope, I just want to use your color. I don't want to change a color. Take a color, leave a color. Line these up pretty precisely. Link them together. Here we're going to paste layer style. There is in fact, so now, how do I want to do this? Okay, I got you. Okay, so this goes up here. We can delete this bevel layer for now. Okay, delete that layer mask, hide you, create another folder. So this is 3D bevel. So put you in there, put you in there, put your friendlies up top, stroke, inner glow, gradient overlay. Oh, right, because we've got to yet again put the mask on it. Put the mask on it. But we will link, okay, you're still linked, good. Put a mask. There we go. For some reason it's still not quite what I want. Oh, because the mask got deleted. Mask. And then there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So that it doesn't. Okay. That is looking sharp. Delete that gradient overlay. Stroke. The inner glow is now a little too severe. That inner shading I added. We're going to go to the gradient. Yeah, I like how modern this is starting to look too. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move project down a little bit. If I wanted, I could have put these all on their own layer. So 74 is going to cause some misalignment, but we can copy and paste. So 3D should do the trick. Oh, right, but I didn't. We want to make sure it's 3D now. And we're going to have to unlink it. Okay, so I got to move that project up a little. Let's see. Yeah. And then we can put this gradient, the darker gradient overlay there. I might have to just do hour on its own. I don't like to lose things. We're gonna duplicate group. We're gonna throw this in its own little thing for now. Hide. There we go. Just so I don't lose this. If I ever want to get back to it, you know? Old gradient. Pieces done. Okay. It will save on some processing space too. So I think what I am going to do is delete project from both of these. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah. Don't think it's quite centered. There we go. There's that. J, make it 3D and colorize it to that. One thing I love in After Effects that does not exist in Photoshop is a solo button, and it would be really nice if it did. You can take AI out and put in a solo button instead. Just do that. There we go. So that's the front. Okay. Link these two together. Throw this guy down here. Throw this one in here. I'm going to have to, yep. There he is. Yeah. Now we've got project in there. Link them just so I have a little bit. 48-hour film project. Go back real quick to the chrome stuff. It should be darker down there. 3D gradient overlay. What's going on, guys? Oh, I put a white down there. Make that a smoother gradient. We'll put a dark purple. Inner glow. And then throw this back into a whole folder so we can add that background shading a little bit. Oh, if you didn't know this, I can't always spell. Outer glow. And it does remember the last thing you did, the last settings you had, so some of this will go fast. Make that a little less hot. Do I actually want an outer glow? Outer glow, outer glow. Drop shadow, inner shadow, color inner glow. Inner shadow, bevel, satin, color overlay, gratin. Oh, that is the outer glow, and I can only get one of them. Okay, so outer glow, what you got for me? Yeah, okay, yep. So if you do spread, you can make that edging a little harder, harsher. So what I like to do with these kinds of things, I'll make this very teal and hot and white. And I'm going to make it very close to the object. And then the drop shadow will come in. I'll put that on overlay. And we'll decrease the distance, decrease the size. Maybe like a color like that. Maybe a little more blue. So you can actually start to make almost like a real shine. So if you look at something like a lightsaber, the core is white, but it's a color. So the core is white, and then as it degrades, as it falls off from the light source, it becomes a color. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. And what if we just make this a normal color for now so I can see it? Yeah, something like that. And so it starts to look a lot more, oh yeah. Zooming out a bit just so I can see it. I can see what I'm thinking of. See how I like it. I think this all can move up pretty significantly. Still don't love that that's ending so white. Chrome, gradient overlay. Is it because it's on multiply? No, it's not on multiply. Oh, it's on the wrong, there we go. Come here, gradient, move you up just a tad. Thank you for following along. As I do this, hopefully this was sort of intriguing how these kinds of techniques are made, at least. I also thought this might be a good fit for, because I decided to do this kind of bombastic look. I thought, oh, it'd be kind of fun to see how it's made, how it comes together. Okay, that's done. I don't like how light it is down here, but you know what? Quite simply what we can do is add a little more shading. So going back into my background, this gradient background shader I made, Command J, bring it up a little. Yeah, that's creating a lot more depth. Now the text is a little more off. Oh, I see what's happening too. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where are you? Why are you like this? Oh, I see. Aha. The opacity was accidentally set to 0. Happens. Probably, we'll just blame it on the cats. They're old. Well, most of them are old. There we go. Now it's popping. I was like, this just looks weird and I can't figure out why. Okay, so that's looking weird. It's looking awesome. It's not quite the source material. It's its own more modern take on these things, which are fun. Next, I'm going to put the URL. I'm going to put some of the logos, and I'm going to fit the horsey in a little bit more. I think there might be a little bit of a shadow on the top that these letters are casting. So one thing I've heard is that Gen Z and whatnot are not great at reading cursive. This is not an indictment of Gen Z. It is just a fact that we don't teach it anymore, so it's hard to read. So while it can be fun flavor text, I try not to put anything truly informational in that color. I mean, in that kind of font. Because it's just apparently not great for them to read. It would be kind of like putting things in another language. If you are Gen Z and younger and you can read cursive, great. It's a good skill to have. I am saying this again because I don't want to disinclude people. I don't want to have people feel like I have made something that they can't participate in. So let's see, 100? Oh no, I kind of like the stretchiness. Anybody that knows anything about fonts is already mad at me about how much I am destroying this. So I just want to make it a little wider. Yeah. Let's see what happens when I put a gradient over it. And I should still have my fun bombastic gradient. Yeah. Just a little bit. See, I'm decreasing the opacity on this because I don't want this to be so hard to read. Oh, that looks sharp. That is looking bitchin'. Put you down below like that. Yeah, that's looking even better. So now, come here, horsey. Where are you? We are going to make some shading. We'll use its mask, but I just want, like, to follow this stuff a little bit. Maybe give it a little of this. Oh, I see what I did. I'm trying to erase this selection a little bit. That's actually what I need to be doing. What do I want? Oh, I just hit my microphone. Good job, me. Oh, why are you not tight? There we go, the pop screen. Okay, I know what I want to do. Okay, select all, deselect that. So I want some of this text to seem like it's touching this guy. So I'm gonna just select, duplicate. I will be turning off the glow effects because that will impede what I'm trying to do. There's no glow. I am going to smush all these together, meaning I'm not going to make a smart object because it'd be too big and it's not worth it for what I'm doing. So I am simply going to do Command E, which will make that one single layer. I'm going to drag it down and put it in here. Oh, nope. All text. And I'm going to make it black for now just so I can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to use that unicorn. I'm going to put the alt text in there. We're going to get rid of that. I'm going to turn off the link between the mask and the text. I'll make it smaller. I'm just going to get it a little on there. Maybe I actually will make this a smart object now. We're going to delete the layer mask. I want to add a blur, and if I want to undo the blur, a smart object is the way to go. Then we're going to get that unicorn mask back on and unlink. I want the unicorn mask to stay in place while I play with the text. That is what is happening. And then we can colorize this. Again, because it's a smart object, there's kind of a separate little hidden file. Continuous. There we go. There we go. And if we hit this on, say, multiply. And now, if we hit it with a little bit, maybe of a radial blur, because it's going to be blurrier the farther it is from the object. I don't think it lets me, let's do zoom. Yeah. Unfortunately, this effect does not have a preview. And it apparently takes a while to put together. Oh, too much. Okay, knock it down a peg. I also think the horse's feet might need a little more shading there. Just to connect it to the floor a little. But this poster, not gonna lie, some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, that's doing what I want right now. Color burn, maybe? Relay. Don't belabor things, Mel. Okay. Unicorn group, tail, unicorn, gradient, multiply? No. Just trying to make that a little lighter. Make this a little lighter. Also, as colors get darker, this is a good tip that I learned in painting class, they become more desaturated, meaning more gray. So if you're trying to color things and it's not seeming to work, check your saturation. Sometimes that is the issue. And then we're going to go into the... Nope. I have to save those things. Where is this? This is the reflection here. Yeah. Let's see if we can add... Let's see how. Let's point it down, actually. And we're going to darken that. We won't be doing all the colors we were doing on the other one, but yeah. Now he's like connected to the ground. He's sitting in space. He's got his bitch and lightning bolt. Okay, so what was the final thing I said? We have to include some logos. Some logos. So we have our own little specialty Providence 48-hour logo. All the cities are allowed to customize their logos. And that is what we are going to do now. So above all this, we're going to paste in 48-hour. I could put a vector logo in here because we're going to be printing this and stuff. It's just not worth it. It's just quite honestly not worth it to do a vector. This will be good enough for printing. So, and also if you're wondering why I put this URL here and not the official 48-hour URL, which is 48/ whatever, here we go, /Providence. One, it's a little bit longer. Two, it is a lot of the same words all over again. Plus, with PBD48.com, I am able to do more customization. I can include the store. I can include the cast and crew sign up. Links that quite simply this website doesn't allow me to add easily. And that is solely the reason I do it. It's so that we have a better repository of these things. I got this idea from Providence Pawcatuck, by the way. They do the same thing. They have a Providence Pawcatuck official page, but then they have their own website so they can include more nuanced, more nuanced links and data. Oh, nope. I want this on screen. I'm using the gray logo. Yep. So you can see that the gray, when I put it on screen, becomes partially, opaque. partially transparent. There we go. New England 48 logos. I need to find our kindling logos. Drive, kindling, the kindling project. Come here. Come on, you can do it. I want a PNG. Is this the full color? Good enough for government work. I do want it to be, what's it called? Kindling. I do want it to be a knockout, meaning it will have some totally clear parts, but I don't need the color necessarily. There's kindling, TKP. They are fiscal sponsor, meaning that they are the entity that allows us to be able to operate as a nonprofit. It's a great way to, it's a great arrangement for us. It allows us to accept donations, have tax deductible or tax-free purchases, which is great when we purchased a projector last year. I'm going to put this in a logo group. Come here, don't crash. Save frequently, folks. Logos. And then I'm going to put a color over them. Up, scratch just are full. Perch, all. Yes. Okay. Logos, put a color over them. Color overlay. Multiply. Normal. Yeah. And then we'll take, maybe I'll do blue. Blue. They'll probably be smaller than this, but I am getting these in for placement for now. Oh, I like that kind of green color. That's nice. I'll just make them a bit smaller because this is a pretty big folder, or pretty big, this is 11 by 17. So this is probably about 11 inches normally on the screen. I am going to go into the 48 logo. I'm going to select this gray, put it on its own layer, make it black. I want that transparency back. It was kind of nice. I'll delete it from the other. You'll see when this. See, it gets a two-tone effect that I think is kind of nice. Maybe we'll even drop the opacity a little more. Yeah, that's very nice. That's very nice. Just gives a little hint of that anchor. And yeah, we will put sponsor logos down in this little trough. Oh, I did not put the dates. So I got to move. I'll probably put the dates here. So let's move these guys here. Yeah. No, we'll put them here for now. So one thing to remember is that we do need space for cropping, which will be about 1/25 of an inch. There it is. So just want to make sure, oh, I accidentally rasterized the logos, which I did not mean to do. So we'll put them there. And now we will in fact hit them with some background separation. Huzzah! And as I put more logos in here, these will all have that same drop shadow. Outer, I want this to be more colored. Color, color. We have about half an hour left. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, I yet again rasterized it. How am I doing that so easily? Color over outer glow. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, so we need the dates. Dun dun dun. I mean, I announced this last time. Competition, June 27th through 29th. Make you smaller. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I wrote the wrong thing. We will left justify that. Where'd you go? I accidentally competition, June 27th through 29th. Let's justify. Because we're using folders, we're using Where's the URL? Okay, there's the URL. Because we're using layer styles on this stuff. I want that a little bigger. I'm gonna make you a little lighter. We can even, yet again, info, drag these two into a folder, then use this guy's layer style, boom. So now it's applied to both. Of course, that means we need to use our little masking technique. There we go. Hide the guides. Yeah, and it's starting to add a little detail, a little zhuzh. I don't like how thick that stroke is now. Make it like a 3. Yeah. I could even reveal to you the dates, because I know them, that are being held for the theater. Watch. July 8th through 9th. Maybe move that in just a little bit. Maybe we'll line up the J's. Yeah. Make you even a little lighter. Shh. Corey gets to hear this. Because Corey is logged on. And that, I think, thinking about things. I now want to move those over quite a bit. Delete layer mask. Okay, watch. Put these in the right order so I know what I'm grabbing. I like that little bit of off-centeredness. Just makes it a little special. Helps you see the information. Yeah, that is a poster, ladies and gentlemen. A very silly one, but a poster. Now, if you're curious how this works for all the other things, because we have 20 minutes left, I will show you how I then go in and make all these different other versions. So I won't deal too much with these ones here, but say this square one, right? So this is all text, or let's say main text, 2024 PVD, logos, info, background. First thing I'm going to do, convert the background to a smart object. Again, this is non-destructive. Oh, it's okay. I don't care. Come on. I know you're not happy with me. Purge it again. This will, in a way, make it a little, so that I can do things a little easier. So, convert to smart object, right? Oh, can't do it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Come here. Again, I like to save out pieces just in case I need them. Background copy, new. Okay. Clear. We're just gonna, why is it? There we go, that's what I want. So, I want this whole background like that. Because the 1117 is going to be mostly the biggest one we do besides the Avon poster, I'm only going to need this when I go to do the Avon poster. PNG pieces, there we go. Yeah, save it as a super large file. It's fine. I chose the wrong thing. Then background, flatten image. Yeah. Wait, nope, that's not what I do. E. I guess it's just merge. I want to merge it. Now we'll make that a smart object. It will no longer have the hidden layers. I won't be able to open, if I open this up, it is a flat thing. See, there you go. I will even crop it to a certain extent, but it will allow me to move things around a lot easier. Come here, you. Background. Put it back in place. Sometimes you do that cropping trick. Then main text, convert to smart object. This will just mean that a lot of the effects won't change and move around as I do things. I am not rasterizing. Oh, I can't do that one. I can't do that one. Okay, info. Oh, there we go. Info. Can I do info? Yeah, I have no shading on that, so we'll convert that to a smart object too. So something like square, right? It's not the same shape. It's not the same anything, but it will need to use the same elements. So we'll go to the square and we have to super shrink that down. So we'll start to position it so that it works in this box. There it is. There's square. Drag everything above the background. Make the background bigger. Not that big. Move the unicorn down. Let's get that pretty situated. Usually for this, I don't use the logos. This actually goes on our website. Where did I put that? There we go. So when we do events, this is where, oh, I have to get rid of the SAG one, but this is what this is for, these square ones. It's also for community calendars. A lot of the time need this kind of data in this format. So I don't necessarily need it to have like our logos in it, because that's not, it's going to be shown pretty small. But that is what I need. I am also going to put an overlay on this because this needs to stand out at a very small size. So we'll just do kind of a, yeah. And that is our square version. So that's a little square version. Maybe I'll make this all a little tinier just so it's not hugging quite so much. So I got two versions down. This is how this goes. This is how it starts to speed up a little bit and get done a little faster. Actually, I just realized what I need to do though. Okay. Copy layer style, hide it here. Yep. Put that one, because it's doing some shading stuff where it's pushing against the background, so I don't, if you bury it inside a, what's it called? Inside a nested thing, what do we got here? Nested smart object. If you bury it inside a smart object, the blend modes don't work, and that's not what I want. So we lose the unicorn in little versions like this, but it's okay. Hopefully they'll see it around town and they'll get the unicorn effect. Something like Facebook is a interesting beast. Do I have the template? Yeah. Where is it? So I'll do normal. So you can see it has a lot of like, I have this template to tell me where to put things, how to put things. So I will take our square version. Oh, accidentally hid things. Duplicate again, drag up here. It likes to put things a little weird. Come here, yo. So first thing I got to do is get that unicorn in there. And obviously, because this is Facebook, it's a little bigger. So, but you have to have things pretty centered in this basic box. you won't see this when I'm done, don't worry. Oh, there's the PVD. So you want it to be about that big. I am not joking. Gonna lock that. And there's that. So now, because it is a little bigger, a little lusher, we'll just push that down a little. And maybe we'll push the unicorn up so he's galloping, in fact, through the image. Can I move up a little bit? Yeah. Move up all this info. That's our Facebook header. It will probably be up later today, and it will be pretty fun and silly. And okay, just making sure that my audio recording, that's this microphone, is in fact working. I think for this, we may want these two pieces of text to have that one effect. Glow text. Does this need a stroke now? Maybe. Maybe a dark stroke. Outside 2. Multiply. Oh, nope. Screen. Because this is now a much smaller object, you sometimes have to tweak these things just a little bit, but that's okay. Maybe we'll make the info, we'll give it a color overlay of multiply blue, because it's a blue text. I think I have to decrease this even more. And maybe put a little thing in there. Yeah, there we go. Just push everything a little back a little. So that's that. We actually don't use Eventbrite anymore. We use Semantitics. Wide. 2. Wait, I know what this is. This is for wide. What's it called? No, we have one for Squarespace. Okay, so the Squarespace one. Some of these were like for articles and stuff too. So with Squarespace, we've got to put it over on this side. So I'm gonna do. So by wide, what this actually means is side by side, or like a full width, and that one's a little more complicated to build than the Squarespace one, so I'm going to skip it for now and build it later. Put this on the Squarespace one. So you put it over here for this. Now does info want to be on its own again? Maybe. Yeah, look, it's working. It's coming together. And we'll move the unicorn like that, and we'll decrease. Yeah. Now we've got the one for the website. So that will go here. That's what I'm designing for, is for it to be thrown to the left a little bit. I said we don't use Eventbrite anymore. We already have our Facebook one. We have our Square one. Black and white's always interesting because we want to sometimes print a little more cheaply. Nah. Right? So, how do you do that? Black and white. And like I said, unfortunately, we're going to lose a lot of this spectacular silliness that we have going on. And we're going to pull this all down. Actually, we'll do this. 48. This is a slightly different aspect ratio than 11:17. Oh, nope. Come here, you. Outer glow and drop shadow will turn you off. And how do I want to do this? I know what I'll do. We're gonna leave the Providence. We're going to make that black because that's the first thing we can do. That's the easiest to see. And we will turn off. Here, we'll just stick that right there, because all that is doing something we don't need it to do. Info, we can just make black. Boom. Logos, also pretty easy to do. Outer glow, drop shadow, nope. Come here, you. Logos go here. I don't know why I can't zoom in. Actually, color overlay, black, get rid of outer glow and drop shadow. Turn it back on. There we go. There's our logos. Put them roughly here. Remember, I'm trying to keep some space for potential sponsors, which usually we have to credit things like the Rhode Island Film Office, Tourism Office, places like that. Okay, so you go like that, and we'll actually make you a little bit smaller to fit this format. So one thing I can do is I can click and say new smart object via copy. So this will no longer be connected to this, and this one, which is fine because I need to do a black and white text. And so I need the ability to do some different things to this. So I'll open this up. I'll get back the main text that I have, right? I do not now need all these chrome effects. Actually, I'm going to leave this on and turn off these two. Do stroke, make it black. Will this be as fun? No. But it'll be fun-ish, and it will work for what we need to work for, which is black and white. Make that black. I'm going to try and work the unicorn back in, don't worry. That's again why we save things as pieces. Where's my little unicorn? Unicorn group. Duplicate. Duplicate. Here we go. Poster socials, black and white. Yep. Save. We don't need all these effects. They are render intensive. Oh, that's fine. I don't care about smart filters right now. Zoom down. Zooming down. Still got a lot of room for logos. Color overlay. Saturation. Boom. So now he's black and white. We're going to add another one that will be, let's say, color burn. Yeah, I just want a pretty contrasty. I could have done this with levels or contrast or one of those things, but I was like, I just need to do this fast. And there's our little black and white poster. There's probably some spacing I can play with here. Pull that up a little. There is, and the logos can go all quite around there. So that's two down. I forget why I had two color posters last year and this. I think it's because I didn't quite know dates for a while, so I put things together weirdly. Now, if I was smart, I would have done the color first and then this one, which I did not do. Sigh. Sigh me. Okay, have thoughts. I have thoughts. I can't do that easily, but what I can do, put that here, put that in the color, and we will merge all these together as a kind of guide layer. Lock it down. So put that here. Just use it to figure out where everything needs to be, because now I have figured out the layout. I know I am almost at 1 o'clock, but I figure I'll get this one last one done and it will be an exciting time for all. So logos, put down here. What do we got? 2024 PVD. Put that there. Info. I want to see if I can get the little horsey in there too. Just a little horse, not a big horse. So to do that, what I am going to do is actually open up that background again. I am going to turn off the 2 horse layers. Select all, Shift Command C for copy merged. Paste. Background, clean, clear, sure. I am going to convert this to a smart object so that I can resize it if I need to. We're not going to be able to see the whole thing just because of the nature of this. Then I am going to duplicate these 3. No, wait, I need to turn off this too. Okay, select all, copy, merge. I can actually go into the smart object, paste it. There we go. I didn't want those letters in there. Okay, now we're gonna grab 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the unicorns part of things. Duplicate in. 48 hour socials, color, yep. Come on. This is so exciting. I actually got everything I meant to get done today. We're just gonna throw this in its own folder so I can see it a little better. Unicorn. Make him smaller. Okay. Oh, I have a cat throwing up behind me. Great. There we go. Oh, good. He missed the couch. We'll delete this guide layer now. Now we got a thing going on. I'm going to reposition those clouds, because now they're slightly not where I want them to be. Maybe even make this unicorn even a little smaller, so that everything has a little bit of breathing room. Folks, this is a poster. This is how the sausage is made. This is how we get things done. I'm going to move those logos up a little bit. Just with the color, it needs a little more space, a little more breathing room. We have, in fact, created almost everything we need except the wide, which, again, will need a little more rejiggering, but it's not one you're apt to see. It is for the same reason the square one exists. A lot of community calendars have a specific thing they're looking for, a specific size. But that's how I do it every year. Make a little document, make a bunch of versions, and have a fun time. Thanks for joining. I am going to sign off, and the video will be available of this in a couple days.